live on the internet. We're back. It's us. We have returned. I made sure to wait for Troy to hold up the hot dog. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
I just wait for me to be shoving my face with a hot dog and Doritos, and then suddenly let's blast you on the internet.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. I consented to being broadcast, and we're all good.
You did. Yeah, that's why I tried to capitalize on that moment. Hello, we have returned. Welcome back. How is everyone?
Good. Is it a hot dog or legs? I was just wondering.
Can I reveal? I don't understand anything about the hot dog or the legs. I miss all of that.
Sorry, no, I think I believe a picture. I think of Josh Wigler's legs, maybe at the beat, and so it's not the feet, and it's not. So it's just legs,
the cross section of legs.
And so then the question is, do they look like hot dogs or look like legs?
Yep.
That's hot dog or legs. A classic game.
Imagine it nestled into the sand, especially like the contouring of a bun cradling that nice sausage adjacent dinner product, I could totally
anybody who's new here is like, oh no.
I know, welcome. Oops, this is where we play
hashtag sausage adjacent dinner product.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that, right? Look,
that's the one right there.
That's what people are showing up for. That's what they tell me, for my colorful metaphors and occasional SAT words, It's like, especially when they're used wrong. I feel like it's been a minute since we've had like a big gang of us here. This is nice. This feels good. It's comfy. It's cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
It's nice.
In the great void of space, we can still find a cozy, comfortable little cabin to sit in together, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cottagecore vibes on the Dragonfly for sure.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
It's a thing.
You need a welcome mat. That's like what I feel like.
Reggie's got the tea. We're part of the way there.
There was a great amount of discussion this week, Troy, about how you manage your inventory, because it had come up a couple of streams ago that you were like, I've separated my inventory, and I was like, you sure have. It's great. And all of a sudden I'm being peppered with questions like, I don't understand. Roll20 lets you separate the inventory. How is he doing it? What's going on here? There was a whole groundswell of interest and excitement. People are all of a sudden I'm in a movie theater. Stuart's I'm logging into Roll20 right now during the coming attractions on my laptop to try to manage my inventory. So I did, just to put you more on blast, Troy, share a picture of your screenshot items, mostly redacted. I redacted most of the items except the avocados, the charcuterie board, the letter from a dead colleague. And I was like, look, this is the high-end technical proficiency of the one and only Troy Steinitz, Professor Reginald Frybottom himself. He drew lines and then wrote miscellaneous weapons. Foods.
I think it's a pretty good use of the equal sign. I really think you should go full Hotmail SMN Messenger and use the squiggly line that you can find in the top left of your keyboard. I really think that's the way to go.
I'm really regretting not being able to put star emojis in there.
Does it have a name, Kurt? What is it called?
The tilde?
The tilde.
Whoa.
Tilde Swinton?
That's exactly her. Yeah. Oh. She hangs out over the ends.
Wow.
I think I just have to point out my favorite header of all this is definitely food stuff, and I think that's probably what you shared.
People were very excited. He's got a charcuterie board and avocados.
Now we have to roll for ripeness.
Lots of holy water from cave.
Yep.
From cave.
From the cave. Kurt.
And I know the cave it is though.
Yeah, that's why you're here, Taylor.
Yeah, I often put stuff in my inventory with too little, I'll remember what that is, and then 3 weeks later I'm like, dagger brackets lizard guy.
Yeah.
What? That's probably it's a Hagman. Probably.
Yes. I keep things. I don't have titles, but I definitely keep order of importance is how I do mine. It's what I'm wearing.
Correct.
And then random weapons that I don't use. And then,
correct.
And then everything else.
I have one thing in my inventory, so it's really easy to organize.
shell.
Oh my god! Yeah, exactly.
Which then has a separate inventory.
Home.
As its own character sheet
Home.
with a whole other inventory.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
If you just develop a recursive inventory, then you only need one, and then it just references itself over and over again. You're cool.
Yeah.
True.
I use the treasure thing on like the bio page sometimes.
That's
but,
all I use.
Yeah,
That
see
middle
that
page
works.
is-
Oh my gosh! Why is that? That's weird. That's in
It's
the
incredible.
separate section.
That is massive.
Yeah,
Big.
it's incredible. That's
it-
what I said to everybody who, when they were asking me about your inventory, I was like, "How about you just use the second sheet that everyone
Yeah.
ignores?" That's like
So you left out the part where you besmirch me on the stream? Is that what you did?
No, you get mad props and kudos for coming up with your own system that works for you.
Yeah.
Everybody
Innovator.
else that's complaining that it's not good enough, there's not enough functionality. I'm like, but there's a gigantic blank page in the middle of your sheet. that
Yeah,
you
but if
can
you're
write
if you're
things
using
on.
encumbrance, how's that going to help?
I mean,
Not
that's
at all.
Who's using encumbrance? Stop it.
I will
Copy
say,
it.
Nobody using
I
encumbrance.
do love that they give all this real estate to treasure, and then like tiny little corner to character appearance, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, bro.
hate-
No, I'm
I
writing
hate
13
it.
paragraphs about what he looks like.
Like-
Yeah.
I want to play in a game with it where we are full encumbrance rules. I'm
here for
our
it.
rations. We
Yep.
need to know how many rations
Yeah.
we have. Weapon
You
ammunition.
want like a torchbearer game. This is like
Yeah.
the OSR is like a big deal now, right? A friend of ours, Kurt, he had like sent me an OSR like box set, and it's just like straight up AD&D rules, and it's very much about that. About like, oh, how many torches do you have left? Like, oh, how
I
much
love
weight are
that,
you
yeah.
carrying? Let's like track where you're carrying everything. Oh, it's in your pack. Okay, full round action. You empty your pack onto the ground to find the flask of oil. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so,
You just got through the town center. Is it still in your pack? Let's roll to find out.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
I would do that, and I think we should call it "Oops, All Goblins," and we
Oh
just
my
play
God.
goblins.
Could
Oh,
be
I'm-
fantastic, actually.
Yeah, I'm super into that. Yeah, but the character backstory being like this big with the line length of like 6 words, like it breaks my heart. Why
The
is that?
backstory, yeah, I find it wild that column is so narrow, right? Like
Why
I
is
just
that
wish
the
like
one?
of the wider ones, and then they give you this giant section for like allies and enemies. But yeah, you just got to ignore their guidelines and use which spaces you need for what you want to put
Oh,
there.
that's hard though.
I wish
know,
Roll20. There's we use a Foundry or Forge. I can't remember which. We use both of them because I think it's Foundry and
I
then
think
Forge
Foundry we've talked
is the
about.
server. The cool thing about it is it's super custom. It's like super moddable. So like
Mhm.
it's like fairly open source, and there's all sorts of like cool journal. The problem is that it costs money. Whereas Roll20 is a free resource for the most. Right, it's free.
Mhm. Yes, like I
Uh,
pay for a pro subscription for like extra stuff, right?
Right.
But yeah, everybody else can log in free, and it's really nice. Yep.
Yeah, but Foundry has some very cool moddable stuff, which I feel like Roll20 needs to get on that. Let people mod the sheet.
They can.
Let's figure it out.
Grace. This
You
is like
can?
this is the official sheet. So there's a ton of like you can write all kinds of like scripts and macros.
Not me. Not me.
I know. Not
Somebody.
me either. That's the
Somebody.
problem. But like even for just recently, we played that Fantasy Flight Star Wars game.
Yes.
And that Fantasy Flight sheet is in here, but I had to put in a script for the dice roller so that
Right.
Roll20 could like translate to all these crazy symbols. And there's a
And we
ton of
understood the
macros.
symbols from the Star Wars game. They were
That
very
was amazing. I loved the reading
Quite
of the
wild.
symbols.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play that again because that was pretty nuts. Yeah, I did feel like a soothsayer, like trying to interpret the bones. You know, like
Light side,
Oh.
dark side, boom, boom,
yeah,
fire.
ooh, 3 pals and a bad omen. All right.
yeah,
interesting.
exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So good.
Like, oh, 2 Rebel Alliance signs, a dodecahedron, and an explosion.
Yes.
Like, you know.
So you
Um,
succeed, but with dire consequences.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta love it.
It's amazing.
So, we should
Oh.
play the D&D tonight. Huh?
Should we?
We
I
should.
mean, we
Yeah,
clearly
we
can
should.
like hang out and just talk about it all night. We're good at that part. The playing it is where it gets tricky. you guys leveled up recently within the last month. I think everybody is like a higher level than they used to be, right? What does that put you at? 7?
7.
7.
Yeah.
7.
Gosh, I'm cruel. 7's
Not as
bad.
cruel as me correcting Grace's roll last week.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
was
very cruel. Yeah.
Really funny. I was watching the screen and I was like, oh, it's not 10, it's just a 7 because it already did. And then Kurt
Actually,
yeah, we don't have to bring it up again. That's fine. I'm a weak baby now. It's fine. I don't have those extra 3 HP. It's fine. No, I'm a pretty strong cleric.
I was gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know the level ups I think are all resolved, right? We don't have any questions there. I don't think there's any like major bookkeeping or like housekeeping kind of stuff we have to go over, right? I'll do like a recap here to like set the stage. But is there anything else we should like address before we proceed?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes.
Cool.
I am swapping a spell I haven't used, if that's okay.
That's 100% okay with me.
One of my new spells, I suddenly was like, nope, this is never going to happen.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. That's totally cool. If it has not shown itself in play yet, I'm okay with an adjustment on the back end. Yeah.
I actually have a question on that front.
Okay.
So I have the Ioun Stone.
Yes.
Spell storing 3 spell levels. Can I upcast a spell into it that's upcastable?
Yep.
Cool.
It's just got to be 3 total levels, whatever you want to do, right? But if you upcast a 1 or 2, you're in good shape.
I'm going to swap something in then.
Okay.
Given I've never used it, I don't think that'd be an issue.
We used to have a ring of spell storing that had 5 spell slots worth. We definitely did a 5th level fireball in there rather than having a heal. It was...
I thought you meant this group. I was like, I gave you guys.
No.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
Let me clarify.
Yeah, so when did we do a 5th level fireball?
We got that. We started where we were like, okay, let's be responsible. Let's put the healing in the ring and then give it to someone who's not the cleric. So if the cleric goes, like we did all the min-maxing, and then it just became like big fireball.
They have the same ion stone in the home game, Kurt and Taylor. And like, yeah, it basically is just a revivify storage device. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, it's break glass in case of emergency. Like, we don't talk about it. We just know we have it. Like, that's it, right? Yeah. So, let's do the thing, I suppose. So, when last we left our heroes, your journey across the stars in the tiny vessel, the Dragonfly, has brought you to a series of planets, to habitable spaces in the vast reach of space, and ultimately drawn you to Lun, homeworld of halflings, and the refugee kingdom of snapdragons of the elves. Upon descending into the atmosphere, flying your small shuttle, cruising over this small planet's rolling hillsides and winding streams, you caught sight of what looked like a fleeing humanoid, a halfling girl, as it turned out, named Ginny, a historian on a pilgrimage to an old archaeological site where she was set upon by wyverns. The group of you landed, making evasive maneuvers, driving the wyverns away, defeating them, at which time you spoke with Ginny about this trip that she was on. A researcher, a historian of sorts, a would-be archaeologist from the capital of this world. She has been traveling out into the bush over the course of the last 4 months to examine the ruins of a great dragon shrine, a dragon called Valistrastrand, who is instrumental to the founding of this world and the rise of civilization here. A group of you then reloaded up onto the Dragonfly, traveling to the site of this shrine to this ancient worm Valistrastrand, at which point I believe that Doc, Lux, Professor, the 3 of you disembarked, or I'm sorry, you had traveled actually overland, sending the Dragonfly into the air to lead off the wyverns that might be preceding you. A few days of hiking brought you to the site of this shrine, which you explored, revealing guardians within, draconic in nature, Battle ensued. You discovered lost treasures, the remnants of a burned book, and one individual whom was trapped in the bowels of this place over the course of the last centuries. It was upon freeing this tiny fairy dragon that the group of you went back up to the surface to consult with them, and the scene cut to the Dragonfly, piloted by Naya, formerly known as Yana, with Jake and Reya on the back. As they traveled overland, they spotted a hillside on the ground with a lake at its crest, a stone in the center of this small body of water, and emerging from the stone, what else but a sword? And so they decided to make landfall and examine what they could. Their investigations and divinations with magic revealed an aura of enchantment washed over this space, rising from the earth itself. The sword was warded by some type of powerful abjurations, modified itself by magic. Jake was able to conjure his bees, which are not bees, but a fey spirit, to pull the sword from the stone, at which point the entirety of the hillside heaved up out of the ground, revealing itself to be a turtle 10 times the size of the dragonfly itself, chained to the earth and in some type of unnatural and magical torpor where it has slept for who knows how long. Jake, wielding this newfound sword, severed the 4 chains connecting it to the earth, at which point the turtle, revealing itself as Korochan, panicked, informing you, "There is an evil worm on Lun. We must find Vilistrastrand." And he began barreling quite slowly across the countryside. Naya shouting from the dragonfly, "Oh my God, you're riding on a giant turtle." Jake and Reya were like, "That's right, and we're not getting off. Go pick up the others." And so Naya flew away while the pair of you ride the back of this heaving turtle that lumbers across the hillside, seeking a dragon whom you know to be dead for thousands of years. So I think that clarifies everything that needs clarifying. And as the camera opens on us tonight, I think that we find Jake and Reya still riding on the back of the turtle as it's like lumbering across the earth. The dragonfly vanishing into the sight of the fluffy white clouds in the blue sky above while it races back, seeking the rest of your companions. And I think that the camera zooming down in on the sight of this behemoth of a reptile lumbering across the countryside. It closes in, the pair of you sitting on the shell just behind the enormous head of this beast as he moves.
I got a question.
Sure.
Does Jake have the sword still?
Yeah, he does. Etched.
I only got one item in my inventory, and it's not the sword.
You should write that down.
What do you have in your treasure section?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, really. That's the Ioun Stone. That's the one thing in my inventory that I've got note of. I will double my inventory. Most of everything is in my item name equipment section, but I was just looking in Roll20, Rich, to see if there was an item listing for the sword, because I don't know what it does other than is it a sort of turtle freeing?
Well, it definitely is, though it is more than that. Hang on a second.
Well, I'll wait. Like, is it a bastard?
It's a bastard sword. It's a bastard sword.
Okay.
A long sword in all functionality, but yeah, it's like a long sword.
It's named.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's not spoken to me, has it?
No.
Okay. Always good to know.
Reya's like standing with like the trying to and like imagining that the wind is blowing, like it's like moving. So it's like This is great. Yeah, this is great. On the turtle, on the back of the turtle. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It feels good to move again. It has been some time, I think.
Yeah, you don't know how long you're chained up back there?
I do not.
What is your name again?
Koro-chan.
Yeah, Koro-chan. Yeah, that's a pretty cool name for a turtle. Yeah.
Hey.
What? Jake is a great name too. I like. To be honest, there's not really a bad turtle name, you know. So.
Well, I can think of a few.
Like what? Name one.
One bad turtle name?
Yeah.
Skank.
Points.
You know? Yeah. Okay. We found one, but that's, you know, and even then, you know, there might be, you know, and they could change their name to anything they want anyway, if they want. So, what was our plan? How are we getting in touch with the rest of them? Now I was gonna call back or something. Is that what we're doing? We're just waiting for them.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we're just gonna wait for our friends, you know.
We see as like Reya like turns looking back in the direction that Naya kind of flew off. I think that the wind blows from behind and your hair kind of like gusts out in front of you. The turtle definitively moving that slow as the camera like kind of like turns up towards the sky, following Reya's gaze, like fading out while the new scene kind of comes into focus. As we see the halfling historian Ginny is chatting with old Ben the kobold off to the side, while you, Lux, and the professor are standing a few feet away from Doc, who is like in an animated conversation with this individual whom he freed from the tomb, the shrine, as it were. And so, yeah, the scene like crystallizing. The group of you are standing on what amounts to like a small island with a short, squat kind of stone tower covered in moss and vines jutting up out of the center of it.
Oh boy, I don't feel so good after all that. How are you, Professor?
Good. I certainly don't feel like myself 100%, no. But I've been worse.
Yeah, we've been worse for sure. Yeah.
Certainly was inexperienced, to say the least.
Yeah, gosh. That was crazy. Like, I'm just kind of processing.
It feels as though several weeks have passed in my mind since last that occurred, and I'm only really beginning to grapple with things.
That was a dragon. And that's also a dragon.
Me? Yes, technically that is true. Listen, I gotta go. I have been here.
What? You've just arrived.
Listen,
yeah, I understand.
We've talked about this, the whole time situation. There are, yes, many years have passed, but you're... What are you doing? You're looking for Ballista Strand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're doing that too.
Right.
Yeah, so you just like stick with us, you know?
I think that this is the point that Ginny's like, yeah, the halfling girl. Like, well, but none of us are going to find Ballista Strand. Ballista Strand has been dead for at least 3,000 years. That's why I'm here and have spent the last 4 months traveling across a very dangerous and harrowing countryside.
Sorry, I should say not like find like Ballista Strand, but find like,
why not?
Well, like find like
find this, says Ginny, and I think she raises up this device that the professor had just like handed to her. The old kobold Ben kind of comes like fluttering up next to the little halfling girl, his decrepit old wings carrying him easily through the air as his robes kind of flutter and he lands to the ground. Like, I'll be honest with you, that's a hell of a device right there. I've not seen anything like it in all my years, but it's a very sophisticated piece of equipment and information. There's some powerful arcane energy stored in that. And so,
Goodness, I hope it won't talk with us. That would. We don't need one more of those.
No, we really don't.
And I think it's at this point that the fairy dragon is like, all right, listen, we've got ourselves a problem on our hands. I have been here for entirely too long. If Valisha Strand has actually been taken out of play, then I need to take care of some business. There are people that need to be informed.
No. Please allow us to check your vital signals. Are you healthy? Is there our ability to heal you?
Know a lot about dragons, Professor?
I would imagine that one's physiology is not entirely different from that of my own, or...
Oh, you would be shocked, actually, to be honest with you. We have a highly complex nervous system. We can actually feel a profound amount more. This is why that it is necessary for us to sleep for sometimes centuries on end in order to dampen the amount of emotional sensory overload that we are engaged with when we're conscious.
Well,
one does enjoy a good nap from time to time, but that seems patently absurd.
Remind me, your name was Zazo Zucilian? Did I
Something
get that right?
like that. Yes, you've got most of it, but listen, don't even try to get my true name out of me. I know the tricks that you people play. Nobody is binding me, nor conjuring me, nor summoning me from parts unknown. The fact of the matter is that we're all trapped here anyway, so don't worry about it.
Trapped here?
If I may, was that your given name? No, it sounds as though. Yes?
Tricky. Somebody gave it to me, but I took what I needed. A little bit of both, maybe.
Zazu Cillian?
Zazu. Nope. I had it.
Let's stop discussing the phonetic manifestation of my moniker, perhaps, and address the more pressing issues, which is the fact that I have been entombed and trapped within the shrine of my ancient matriarch for how long? And I think that he looks at Ginny, and Ginny's like, I'm not exactly sure, but I would venture to say it's in the region of 3,000 years.
That is longer than my race has existed.
That's a fun fact. Wow.
Listen, are any of you in contact with the glittering synod?
Excuse me?
If we were, how would we know?
Well, they likely would have impressed you, as they are a council of mighty and powerful metallic and gemstone dragons who have governed much of the course of history in this sphere.
Yes, almost certainly not. No?
Okay. So thus my need to move forward becomes more pressing. Somebody's got to figure out what is going on with them.
Look, please. I can tell when we are not wanted or needed, so...
I'm very appreciative. I don't mean to sound ungrateful or anything like that. It's just that time is money.
I mean, we have a cool ship, like, if you want to hang out, or, like, if you need to go somewhere.
Oh, man. I do like cool ships.
It's the coolest ship, by the way, yeah.
Who has the sending stone amongst your team here?
I think it's the professor.
Okay. I think it's me.
Yeah.
And Reya and Jake, did you guys give it to Naya, or does one of you have it?
No, I gave it to Naya.
Okay. And so I think it's like around this point that the professor, you would like hear the voice of Naya in your mind, like, okay, got a situation. Jake and Reya found a giant turtle, riding it to the capital. They sent me to come and pick you up. They're very excited.
But I believe that Jake...
What?
There is a possibility that Reya is riding upon Jake's back, or that I have misunderstood, but it sounds as though our companions are riding upon a large turtle. Or tortoise. I know not the difference, to be quite honest.
That's crazy.
I think there's a good chance that like when it's just been like Reggie and Red's been like, it would be pretty cool to get a piggyback from Jake, and then just move on. Just doesn't say anything else.
Sort of like a little flashback.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, and then just like drifts off.
Well, you should certainly let me know when that occurs.
I imagine that would be hard with a turtle, though. Like it's like you're like
I know,
trying to.
I feel like it's like on the shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely like. Yeah.
Well, we've discussed this before. I would hope that whatever they do it safely. But we are to. What did not? And I think the professor pulls back up the stone. What is it you wanted us to do?
Are you still where we dropped you off? Because I think that I can get back there, but I'm not as good at steering as Lux.
You are. We are in the same place. We all have our bits. We have an additional companion, a Zazu Cillian.
Of course you do. I'm on my way. Time and distance are strange in space. I should be there soon.
Well, Naya seems to be on their way, and we simply must pass time.
That's easy. Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I want to get this goop off my armor.
Let me see if I can assist with that. And I think at this point, Reginald will cast a ritual casting of Unseen Servant.
Ooh.
And then eventually ask Alan, his Unseen Servant, to assist Lux in removing goop.
Ah! Oh, something just touched me.
Oh, he's. I apologize. Oh, I was not clear. Alan is not visible always. He's sort of a
Reggie.
sidekick in a way.
Okay.
That looks very helpful. Listen, I'm really not trying to be rude. I am just concerned about the state of affairs that may be occurring here. I'm not sure what else I could tell you. It's very good that you've got that. It's effectively useless to me, but you seem to have some aptitude with arcane things there, Professor.
Oh, I've been known to turn a page or two in a spell book.
Well, contained within that device is
yes, I should take a look at that, shouldn't I? I apologize. I've just been distracted by the goop upon Lux's outfit.
It's very distracting. Okay, yeah. And I think that Ginny is holding this armillary sphere, right? This simple, like, disc that unfolded itself into these many, like, kind of rotating concentric rings or whatever. And so she's been, like, looking at it along with Ben. And as you, like, come over to her, she, like, offers it back over to you and is like, it's assuredly authentic. I mean, this is very old, and even the stylization, the linguistic choices, and the vernology, I can't actually imagine that we've retrieved this. This is far beyond anything I hope to find out here. But it is a little bit beyond me to decipher exactly.
Well, I could take a look and see. We've got only time and space to eradicate for the moment while we wait.
And so she, like, hands the sphere, like, back over to you. And I think Ben and her are, like, hanging out very close to you, Professor, like, watching as you're kind of examining this thing. And the little fairy dragon is, like, kind of staring at Waffle as he, like, turns back and looks at the rest of you. And is like, okay, listen, this shrine, at one point it was a beacon of sorts. You people are not from here. You're saying you have a ship. You came from off-world.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, look, I've been out of commission. I'm not really sure what the state of affairs is out there now, but this
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Okay, well, that
Proving
also is deeply concerning to me. The entire construct of this whole place was overseen by Valistra Strand as a means to communicate with others amongst the council, off-world, the Synod.
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't be sharing this with you.
No, but I really am quite glad that you are. Please continue.
You seem like very nice people. You set me free from what was otherwise seemingly entombment for all eternity. So I need to go and figure out who else is gone. If there's anybody else left that I know, if there are any of the remaining sites of the council that are operational. If I can get in touch with anybody, then I will reconnect with you.
Well, do you know what their names are? Because, I mean, maybe we've come across
the names,
somebody...
again with the names. I can't just share the names of my associates.
We can't help you find people. We don't know the names.
Perhaps a sounds like or a hint. One, I love a puzzle.
Rhymes with?
Does it rhyme with Joanna?
And I think he's just like, you guys. All right, listen.
You people.
I can't just go giving up names without any kind of assurances from my people. You've got to just let me see what's going on here. I can find you. I can get back in touch with you. I'm sure of it. You're very distinct.
Well, Reya can... Well, can you... Wait, okay, wait. All right. How about this? Can you, like, come back with us to meet Jake and Reya, and then Reya will be able to send you messages whenever we need to. Like,
yes. Our ability to converse with you is wholly tied upon you meeting the great Reya Dewbrook.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the scheme of 3,000 years, what exactly is the rush here? It does seem a little bit irrational that I'm just trying to fly off at a moment's notice. I think it's at this point that we see, like, in the background, the dragonfly, like, kind of dropping out of the clouds, carving down the water, kind of humming underneath it as it comes, like, and then I think it's, like, circling around the island for a moment. And Professor, like, you get the sending of, like, a lot harder to land this thing than Lux makes it look. I'm just going to put it down in the water. That should be fine, right? Shots like I'm lowering it, like the
what are they doing?
Stand down from like underneath.
Professor, what are they doing?
They're
gonna put my ship in the water.
They are doing their level best.
It's the worst
I'm quite certain of it.
maneuver.
I think the dragonfly lands like next to the island in the water, though it doesn't like get all the way down into it. The legs like propping it mostly up, the kind of water like sloshing underneath displaced as it lands. And you see Niall like come walking up as like the hatch opens on the back, and they are like sweating a little bit, looking like kind of stressed, like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's really fun, but the landing, it's not. This is fine, right?
I'm getting
Yes,
big Dagobah vibes of like the in the swamp.
I have been high on Star Wars all month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have you could all like load back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think as we do, I think like the professor will just check in, like make sure Jenny is okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that she's not like totally freaked out by seeing all the things.
Mm-hmm. She's just like very overwhelmed and excited. You know, she's doing a lot of like babbling back and forth with Ben, like talking about things. Like clearly, you know, you could like ask her things, but she's like, "Oh no,
babble montage. I'll take it."
Yeah, I'll be. I mean, I was much more afraid when I was alone and had to camp in the forest. It was kind of scary. This is great. This is great. Yeah, and she's coming up to the ship, and Ben's like, "This is where Jake keeps all the cheese." You know, is there?
Wait. How did? No one's supposed to know about that.
Pointing at the wrong place. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think Lux is like, really showing off the dragonfly. It's like, yeah, see, you've ever seen anything like this before?
No, yeah, actually, I have. Yes, they were very common in my day.
Well, this is the best
This
one.
one's highly modified, though. I like what you did with the paint job, actually. It's nice. Most of them were green and yellow. This red look I like. It's very good.
You should fly around and find Doc. She's the best mechanic in the galaxy.
I know. I could tell. She told me that already.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, you go chat with her about it. She'll tell you. This is the best ship.
That's good.
You know,
Go talk to her.
I am not one to propose a nickname, but it does seem as though we are struggling with the totality of your name, and for the fact that it is not, in fact, your name, as you seem to imply. Thought perhaps, have you ever gone by a shorter version of your name?
Yes, many times.
So
Like
silly.
That works, sure. Yeah, you call me silly, Sil, whatever you need. That's fine. That's all
Sil?
applicable.
Well, what about like Zazo? Because that was the first part.
No, that's a terrible idea. You shouldn't call me that. I knew a guy named Silvio once. He was all right. Too much product in his hair. All right.
Oh,
So
Ian. You could be Ian.
I like that.
Ian.
Yeah, that's a great name. Ian.
Okay.
You look like an Ian, if I do say so.
Do I? Oh my God, have I grown a beard? Do I need to shave? It's been so long. I think he's like looking at himself like, oh no, I still got it. And yeah, it's at this point that I guess like Naya's like, well, okay. Like starts like heading back into the cockpit. Like,
Do you need any
saddles.
help? Like, are you good?
Probably not.
Come on, where's the confidence? You gotta have confidence.
Dungeon master thing.
It's like the ship. I'm sorry, Kevin. As the ship like rises up out of the water and like begins like kind of carving away through the air. And so yeah, like Jake and Ray, I think that like the camera focuses back in on you as Kurchin is like he's just lumbering across the countryside. You know, I don't know if there's anything that you want to be asking him or if you guys are talking as like the Dragonfly is making its way back here. You know.
Jake is going to reflect on where on his Tortle persona he often gets itches that he can't scratch, and he is going to like around like the neck shoulder area, especially because this thing is a turtle, not a Tortle, so he probably can't scratch himself. So Jake's gonna like. I think using the magic sword that cuts off limbs would be a bad thing to use. So let me quickly go to my list of things that I have on me. As a Jake has a short sword. He's not going to like plunge it into the giant turtle.
You just do a gentle scraping.
Yeah.
Use the backside.
Yeah, and I think dirt's like flaking off as he was like kind of swallowed by the earth for what appears to be millennia, you know? And he's just like, oh, that is refreshing.
Does his back legs start kicking?
Yeah. The tail like vibrating out back.
But he's saying that in Aquan?
He's been communicating in common, actually, notably.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you? I mean, I know. Well,
rude.
I know. As soon as I said it, I know. How? So sorry. What?
I was a young lad when I got here.
When you got
here? 442.
I don't think we know what year it is now.
Wait, you got here in the year 440.
No, he's saying he was 442
when
he came here. Yeah.
And that was that's him as a young lad. And you don't know how long you were chained down. Do you know who chained you down? Do you know any? Just check it in on the story here of how you wound up in this predicament.
I was tasked by Velistrastrand to come to this far place and find a site for the gnomes to build I met a traveler, a dragon I thought an ally, but they hid their colors well. A terrible evil worm, green of scale, has infiltrated my friends here. Their magics clouded my mind, and this is the last I remember before you roused me.
Yeah, and who are your friends? You said they infiltrated your friends?
The dragons of this world serve Strand and the glittering synod.
Like all the you're friends with all the dragons?
There is ancient alliance between the dragons and my people. We were consulted when they forged their plan for the sphere.
Have you ever seen a creature like me in your memories or in your life?
Few only. Your kind were not here, but I knew some.
Well, actually, this would be. Did you know there's Clancy? Do you know you didn't know you wouldn't, you couldn't possibly. Well, could you wait?
The Dasher clip.
Okay, holy, Jake, you're gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna throw.
Do it over the side of the turtle, please.
Holy, wow! Wait, hold on. Wait, I know that you talk so slow, but I need you to slow down.
Okay.
You knew. Wait, but not that like a descendant or something. Not like that. Not the real Clancy Dasher clip.
I knew just the one. He came through this place. They called him long sleeper, latecomer.
That is
forgotten.
that's not very nice to come along. But okay, whatever. You're just passing along information. That's fine.
So he met the turtle god you worship?
Yeah, like excuse my language, but fuck me. This is pretty wild.
I think he's like, and it's like we see like in the distance the sight of the dragonfly like dropping down out of the clouds. And so I guess Professor and Lux, where are you guys on the ship? Where would you be?
Probably I imagine like near the hatch, right? Because you know that we're gonna hop out. Like probably haven't gone far.
Okay.
Right?
I would think the professor's like probably would start in the bridge area, and like I think Jenny, there's a lot of Jenny like calming down and like Jenny sitting. He would be Jenny sitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, she's like all fired up. Like, I can't believe these things are true. It's history made real in front of our faces. I can't. Can you even imagine? You found a dragon who's been asleep for 1,000 years.
What? Breathe. Discoveries are made every day, and the full scope of it is not known until one takes a moment to step back, breathe, and then assess.
This is so exciting. And I think it's then that you would see like peering out of the bridge as Naya's like, Yep, that's it. that's the giant turtle. And you like
Holy
peer like
moly.
looking out of like the cockpit here, the double glass domes that make the eyes of the kind of dragonfly on the front, and you see the sight of a turtle lumbering across the countryside, literally with like a lake in its back. Not a big lake, a pond might be a better moniker for it. It is not like dragging chains, though. Yeah, as you're like closing in closer to it, you may be able to make out these 4 distinct kind of holes like bored clean through its shell at these specific parts where the chains were like cut away from it. Yeah, and Reya and Jake, to that point, like you guys catch sight of the dragonfly kind of like zooming in from the distance. Yep.
I don't think I do. I think I'm pretty focused on.
Fair enough. Very fair. Very fair.
Jake waves at the dragonfly.
And I think that Naya like looks at you like, I'm just gonna land right on the turtle.
Okay. Be careful.
If Jake can tell that if it looks like the dragonfly is going to come in for a landing,
yeah,
Jake is going to inform the big guy that this is like our friends are going to land their vessel gently on your back, and they are allies to us and to him.
Good to have more friends always.
Aww.
My share someday will hold the weight of a world upon it. Let us start small then. As the ship is like, and then Naya's like eyes closed, the ship like kind of like vibrating as it's like lowering in. That's like Lux, you're like realizing suddenly, I'm like, oh geez, so, what is Naya doing? As like, yep, being the dragonfly.
Why are your eyes closed? Open your eyes.
As with that, the dragonfly kind of like settles down, landing here on the edge. Actually, let's flip it around. Yeah, there we go.
Whoa.
Bing! The wings like outstretched over the sides. And yeah, Naya and Doc like kind of like inside, like yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, guess head out. Yeah.
Do you find that uncomfortable?
What?
Continue.
Now, Lux.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to assume that Reya was not riding upon Jake's back.
No, I don't think so.
I do think it is possible she is in a state of something.
She's probably so excited right now.
Yes.
Well, actually, she did ride on Jake's back.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know that.
Yeah,
we don't know that. I have to really be deep in character here. So.
Right.
I mean, I'm certainly excited. Let's go. Let's go.
I think we would disembark, and immediately, like as he's like coming down the hatch or the whatever the ramp, he would just like yell out like, "Hello, friends! Are you well?"
Hello?
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
We
I mean, you're on the other side of the turtle.
What?
Oh, there you are.
No, we're not. They're not. We're not.
Like 15 feet away.
I totally did not. I had it backwards in my head.
I love this.
No problem.
This
It's
is
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let the wing.
Are you?
We'd like to let the wing settle down, and then it'll be a little quieter, Reg. You know, it's like I'm just talking underneath a helicopter.
I apologize. I've never ridden upon the back of a turtle before, so.
I apologize for not giving you the opportunity. Professor?
I goodness, that would be a rain check on that sometime.
It's at this point that you get the like voice booming out of the turtle, like, "Well, hello. I'm terribly sorry about the breakneck speed. We are in desperate haste."
Whoa.
It's like log.
My goodness.
Yeah, so like a worm has infiltrated the dragons, I think. It's the gist of the story.
Oh,
and also he maybe met Clancy. So
we fought a dragon. We fought a dragon.
They are a very small dragon, though.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we fought a dragon. Oh,
Fought a
and we brought one too.
We found one. Ian.
Ian?
Huh?
Ian?
They're like yelling back at the ship for Ian. Ian.
Ian?
I think you hear from like echoing from into the back of the ship, like, hey, I think they're talking to you, pal. I'm not Ian. I'm bad now. And so like you just like this small figure comes like fluttering out the back. This tiny kind of bluish looking little dragon, a little bit bigger than a house cat, with these like fluttery kind of butterfly wings and these little like antelope horns kind of sticking out of his head. And he's
my god, who cast reduce on this full-size dragon? That's hilarious. What a hilarious prank that they did. The fairies are always getting up to pranks like that but you're gonna be, we should make sure that he doesn't get enlarged before long, or else it's gonna be pretty tough. What?
That's his normal size.
Hey, what do you know about my normal size? I've had a bad few millennia. I might have been bigger than this before I got frozen in time.
Then I'm so sorry.
How?
This is my normal size, actually. She's correct, but I just thought it was a lot to assume as much about me having just met me
Sorry, I
moments
just
ago.
figured that if you're stuck and then you came out of the thing, and I thought that made sense.
Reya looks like she's gonna ask a question, immediately turns to Jake and goes, you did tell me not to ask their age. That was good. I won't ask how old that dragon over there is. I won't ask them directly at all.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Are you the great and powerful Reya?
Oh, yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
You seem to be highly respected amongst this outfit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not news to me at all.
They told me that I was not allowed to leave until we had been formally acquainted. Your friends.
You are free to go whenever. You are not our captive by any stretch. One does have agency. We just simply said it would be easier to communicate with us once you have met Reya.
Oh. Yeah, I could write you a letter if you give me your mailing address. I could try to get. I mean,
I'm between addresses right now. I have to assume that my last renter's agreement has run out, as I believe that it has been a few thousand years I have been trapped in some manner of stasis.
You know what? To be fair, too, I thought the mailing system was going to be so much easier in space. I've written so many letters, and there's no mailboxes anywhere to put them in.
Okay, so they didn't figure that one out in the last few thousand years. That was on the plan. That was on the council's plan.
There's so much bureaucracy in the space world, and yet they haven't figured out a good mailing system. You know?
Okay, that's understandable. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Your friends are insistent about getting my name, but I am slightly hesitant given the amount of power that gives somebody over me. So you could call me Ian. Hey there, Tortle. I think he gives you like the finger guns, Kurt, as he's looking at Jake like, hey there, Tortle. Nice to meet you.
Hello. My name is Jake.
Nice.
Ian, I have to. They say, I believe my friends have made this sort of meet cute here between us, so that I could cast sending to you if need be. I think I remember in the magic, it says like if you're familiar, and sure. Could you be familiar if you don't really know each other's names? Sure, but if you did know each other, I feel like that would certainly solidify the chances of us being familiar. If you could whisper it in my ear, even if you wanted.
You're a practitioner of powerful magics, then?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you inclined to bind individuals against their will to places or objects?
Absolutely not. No.
If I do give you my name, will you conjure me unwillingly from parts far distant?
No, absolutely. Well, there could. What if we needed you? So I don't. Well, I'll say no. I'll get your consent first. I'll just send you a quick message, and then I'll ask if you could be summoned from across great parts distant.
That sounds mostly agreeable, I'll be honest.
I'm all about
a little bit standoffish with your associates, despite the fact that they have freed me from a potentially internal entrapment, because I'm a little nervous of strangers, as the last one I meet trapped me almost eternally.
That's awful, yeah.
While there is a great deal of time between these two events, they fundamentally occurred immediately back right after one another, so it's a real emotional roller coaster that I'm traveling through.
I find that our party is perhaps a little bit too quick to immediately want to befriend all strangers and invite them on board our ship. Except for
they were very eager.
Yeah, except for that weird orb in there. And other than that, everybody hates that one.
It actually asked me if I would like to engage its higher function while I was on your ship.
Don't. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah,
please.
I assumed as much when a strange artifact asks you to bond with it. Always say no at first blush.
How do you know that?
And second, and third, and
well,
fourth, and in fact, the less you discuss anything in its presence, the better.
They can hear us for a while, so like,
yes,
there's no
I know,
privacy
I'm
on
well
the
aware.
ship.
That's the point.
You can hear every word we're saying right now.
Yeah.
120 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Ask. Thanks.
You would think it would give you some sense of comfort.
No.
I do not sleep.
Stop talking. Go away, Ask.
I think you just hear the voice in bed like, no, I understand, but you just sometimes you come on a little eager, and it's a bit disconcerting, you know. Come on, buddy. No, I told you already. No, you know. It's like,
does Ask seem at all? What's the word? Like choosy or picky about who he will assimilate with? Like, is there anybody he just pointedly has not asked?
I mean, only the people that are invited onto the ship, it appears to be. But like once you enter the ship, it seems like he's like, hello.
I'm not sure Reya has been asked.
Never hurts to ask.
Yeah. I'm not sure they ask things that there's much higher function intelligence-wise to
It's going down its priority queue. Tried to get Doc, you know.
So, yeah.
Ian, do you know this turtle?
Do I know you? And I think the turtle is just like, I am Korochan the Young. And he's like, oh, wow. No, I don't know this guy, but I heard about him. Yeah. Velishashand was sending you to find a new location during the Great Building, right? That's right. And he's like, so what happened to you? I was trapped and entombed by a great green worm.
Whoa.
And the fairy dragon's like, this is not good. Oh, this is not good at all. There are no green worms on Lun. There are no evil dragons on any of the Synods planets. Oh, no. When
it appears as though, much like the information we've come across, yours may be a bit out of date.
Uh-oh.
Do you know who?
Do you guys see that?
No.
What?
Make perception checks. I think they just
I fail.
I failed.
Reg is very much paying attention to.
18, 10, 20. I think Reya Lux, as the pair of you like turn looking back. You see this little fairy dragon is like peering back past here. I'll put him on the map for the sake of things. He's peering back past the dragonfly over the turtle's back here, Kurochin's. And you spot what look like these small kind of like dust clouds. There are like what looks like creatures, kind of like something like coming up from behind along the ground. A pair of them, maybe like 40 feet out, 50 feet out, like apart from each other. And they're like gaining distance, something like racing up along the ground, kicking up like dirt and leaves and all kinds of stuff, running the turtle down.
Oh, you got hot pursuit.
Yeah. Lux like points these like dust clouds out and like takes her bow out. What the heck do you think that could be?
Do
you see? Look.
What?
At the back.
Goodness.
Jake is going to make his way to the ballista.
Of course he is. Jake starts making his way towards the ballista. Yeah.
It's not on the turtle. It's not like coming up behind us, like coming
Yes.
towards us. Okay.
Yes,
Rich, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When we were on the turtle, when it was walking, was that short resting?
I was just about to ask. Like,
I'll say
was there
both
any
teams.
time?
Both teams would have had time for a short rest. Like it would. It was a couple of
Ooh.
hours to like get
Okay.
here on the ship. Right. We
Just
got
gonna retroactively roll some hit dice.
Yeah,
me
that's fine.
too.
All you
Okay.
guys can roll some hit dice. You would have been able to short rest for any kind of like arcane recovery, reg, anything like that.
Yeah, I got to remember. Is it half of your level? I forget now. How
Yes,
this
sir.
works.
Yep, half your level.
Okay.
Jake's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh. 13.
But you see Jake move like quicker than you've seen most people move when he like when he runs into the ship.
Okay.
Lex is
here.
gonna make her
That
way
turtle
towards
is fast when he needs to be.
Reginald does something that I will do as soon as I have arcane recovered.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, one more time. What is it that we see? Like, what exactly do? Like, I'm gonna take whatever you give me and divide it in half because Reginald is Reginald.
As Lux and Reya are pointing back and the pair of you start looking, Jake breaks, running as fast as you've seen him, diving into the ship itself. Reg, you're like peering back. It's hard to see from the front of the turtle. Do you guys want to like move yourselves at all? If you get like, because like the shell rises, right? So if I'm gonna move you just a little bit here.
Yeah, Lux would like definitely get like towards the back, so that way she could get a better
Oh.
vantage point.
Same.
Right.
There's probably a certain point where, as these things get close enough to the big turtle, they probably are too low to the ground to be within view from where we're at, right?
Kind of. For the sake of things, like you still can see them as they're here. As the pair of you peer off the back, to clarify, what you see running the turtle down are two large quadrupedal creatures, one of which is like dark black, the other of which is like shining this kind of green reflecting off the scales. They are reptilian, they are covered in scales, they are heaving with riders on their backs running like horses. And the riders on their backs are dragon-like humanoids, wings furled tight against their backs. One of them only has one rider who is like massive, hulking, dark gray scales, like jutting like sword strapped to his shoulder. The other one has two smaller kind of dragon humanoids riding on the back of it. Neither of these things are like saddled or bridled, right? They just look like these draconic like quadrupeds with these draconic humanoids riding on them, and they are barreling down after the turtle. Yeah.
Oh,
once they're in range, like, they look like aggressive, like they're coming at us?
Yeah, they definitely look aggressive. Yeah, as you are now like getting a decent look at them here, Lux, like you're like, oh yeah, they like seem like pretty aggressive and hostile.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's firing arrows like as soon as they come into range.
Reg's just like casting the minute meteors, and they just like start swirling around him.
Okay, Jake was able to run to the thing. Reg, you can cast minute meteors. Lux, you could take a shot, 2 shots.
Great.
What do you want to shoot at?
I think she'll shoot for maybe like arrow for each group towards like the things that they're flying on.
They're on the ground. They're just like running.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes,
but so you're going to shoot for the mounts, 1 at each mount?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Left first.
No.
That's a miss. 15 as the arrows rip out of the bow, surging over the top of the heaving turtle, I should say, as it's like lumbering along. It's a tough shot, Lux. That misses. What did you get? A 15 on the second one? Hold on 1 second. I actually might be wrong. 1 moment. I'm sorry.
You're good. And I guess would she be able to do her bonus actions while on the hunter's mark one of them?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
You can hunter's mark one. We'll give you the full turn here. The one on the right hits. A 15 hits.
Okay. 4, 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, you got it. 1 arrow like plunging into the one on the right with the 2 riders. Reya, what were you doing in this like lead up? You basically have a round?
I think Reya would cast Wind Wall.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you put them slightly too far to get both of them, which was good for you, because I think it's a 15-foot wall. So I don't think I can get both of them. So I will put it in front of. I actually think it makes some sense to do it in front of the one that looks like has the 2 people on it, I think.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. You want to drop it in the chat?
You sure do. Oops.
Can I, as like Reggie was casting the thing before the wind wall comes up, have released a couple of the meteors?
Sure. Yeah.
We can do it after Grace does her thing. I just wanted to make sure.
I don't think it do much. So they have to make a strength saving throw. The last when the wall appears, each creature within its area must put it in its area, like right in front of it, and then take 3d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save or happens. Not very much damage there, and then they can just pass through it because they're bigger than small. So I don't think it's really gonna do much.
They sure are. Okay, I'm going to make the strength saves for all of them, though, as the one on the right is the... Okay, black, let's see here. Did it roll? Or is my stuff not rolling? Oh, that's so annoying. It's going to be doing this again. Really? Any dice? Come on, roll 20. You can do it. Uh-oh. I may have to break out real dice. I do.
We love to see it.
We do love to see it. Let us enter the circle of trust. These dice failed me big time when I had to use them last time. Let us see what happens here. That's a 12 plus extra things. What's your DC, Grace? 16?
12 plus extra.
Yeah, 16.
15. The mount fails. The 2 riders. That's a fail. That's a success. Okay.
That's really it. That's it. Nothing else. It feels better than it feels like it should be cooler than it is. That's it.
That's a lot of spells. How much damage was it?
Just 9. Yeah.
Hey, but if any of them happen to turn out to be gaseous creatures, they can't pass through.
Yeah, then
True.
bad shit.
We got that covered.
You're watching like rocks and debris heaved up from the ground, like thrown back at this like charging pair as they come racing through. That was Reya's thing. You can throw some meteors if you want there, Professor.
Yes, please.
And And Lux's hunter's marking the the big guy, the big rider.
Okay.
Left and then right. The left one, I need a dexterity save from the left 2 creatures and against 11 fire damage, and then I need dexterity saves against the right 3 creatures against 5.
Wow. Okay.
Amazing.
The right mount failed, but both riders made it. So the mount takes 5 points of damage.
Yes, I will double check this. It takes 5 points of damage or half as much on a successful one.
Okay, got it. The ones, meanwhile, on the left both failed. So that's going to be 11 points of damage and 11 points of damage. No fire resistance. These guys each take 2. Got it.
And Reginald maintains 4 meteors swirling around him.
And you're holding concentration. Reya did the wind wall. Reginald blocks. Jake ran. Let us do the thing where we click on tokens and roll for initiative.
Yes. Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long.
Let's go.
Oh, my on me. I'm going to have to add all these manually. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's going to be...
Gosh, how do I even D&D?
Hey, Rich.
Yes, sir.
Why does Jake have a +8 to the ballista, while he only has a +6 to his longbow attack?
Because I just added archery in there intentionally, maybe, or automatically. Is that
That's
probably it? You can tweak it. Yeah, you do whatever you need, right? I mean, you're a roll-20 professional. Okay, let me roll for these idiots. 16, so it's going to be 9, that's going to be 19, and that's going to be okay. Got it. Right. Okie doke. Old school. Jake, you are up first as the wind wall pops into existence. Rocks battering these two while they come barreling forward. You stand at the ballista.
Ballista has the range of...
It might not even be written in there, but it's very far.
I think it's 8. I think it is 80 feet. I think I remember when I took out the wyvern. Jake was smart enough not to try to fire through the wind wall. So he is going to attack the large rider on the creature on the left with the ballista.
Go for it.
Jake with the ballista on the turtle.
Amazing.
There's no way for... Am I mute?
No.
You're not.
There's they don't seem to have projectile things, do they? I feel like Ray would just want it for the effect, but then drop concentration on it. I think immediately.
Sure.
Because there's nothing else. They're not going to take more damage from the wall, right? They don't. There's nothing about them when they go through it again, right? There's nothing like that. So I think I would just drop concentration on it immediately.
Okay, you just blast them and drop the concentration. That hits Jake. 20. The ballista firing. The bolt hammers into this big rider.
The bolt leaves the ballista along with some of the bees from Jake's shell kind of spiraling again, as we've seen. So the ballista does 19 piercing damage.
Oh.
And he has to make a strength saving throw against my spell save DC of... It's not great, 12.
Made it.
Dang
That's
it.
a 14. Natural 14 is a 17. 18.
So the bees that were spiraling around, rather than doing additional damage, rather than stinging him, they tried to forcefully move him off of the mountain and failed.
Oh.
I do like to imagine that the bees, as they're nearing the wind wall that was there and is about to be dissipated, they're like, oh no, this isn't good. Oh, we're going to hit and then it dissipates at the last second. I don't know if the bees can talk. You'll have to tell me, but...
They talk to me.
They all named Henry.
Yes.
Jake is done.
That's your action. You were able to reload the ballista. That brings us to you, Lux, on 21.
Yeah, Lux is gonna, I think, do another 2 shots. One for the mount, one for the rider, the big guy.
On the left side, the big guy. Okay.
Yep. So first attack for the mount.
That's gonna hit.
Such low rolls. For 13 points piercing damage, max damage, so we love to see that. And second shot, she'll do bonus action planar warrior, and then fire at the rider.
29. Yep, that'll hit.
Yeah, so that's gonna be Hunter's Mark and planar warrior. Okay, so that's 15 points piercing.
Nice. Very,
or force,
very,
rather.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Yeah. I guess she's gonna like move, probably get a little bit closer here, go like around the lake next to Reggie.
Okay. As you're, Kuro-chan just like crumbling forward. Professor, you're up on 20 as these arrows come like sailing past you, and Lux comes like darting in at your side.
Suffice it to say that the creature like on the mount on the left looks particularly like beefy and scary.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think that the professor will make a tactical decision to focus fire and will pull out his decoder wheel and rotate it, revealing the diamond within it, and then squeeze it so as to activate the clockwork amulet that he has since integrated within his decoder wheel, and cast a 3rd level chromatic orb with the clockwork amulet at the mount underneath the big
very nice. So that's an automatic 10. What's that bring you to? That hits
18 to hit.
Yeah, you hit. Go for it. Big
Fire damage at 3rd level shall be 21 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Plus go ahead.
No, plus what?
Plus I will go ahead and use a power surge of 3 more points of damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
Amazing.
It fire like the ball, the chromatic orb firing out of the decoder ring, like screaming with fire as it goes, like burning hotter and hotter with intensity as it like smashes into the face of this green dragon-like steed. The fire like kind of rolling down, cascading around the rest of it. It like burns it badly. The mount is not like dead, but it like balks. It like reels, the rider like yanking at the kind of scales around its neck. It looks badly hurt. It is right on the cusp of death, apparently. Professor, that was your action. Is that it?
No, I shall bonus action release 2 more meteors, one in the vicinity of each pack. So I will need dexterity saving throws from all 5 creatures, and I will roll for damage.
Okay, mount failed. The rider made it over on the right side. That's a success, a failure, and a failure. So the mount on the right side made it. Okay,
left side takes 8 fire damage, or 4 if they made it. Right side takes 5 fire damage, or 2 if they made it.
You watch as the whatchamacallit, mount, the green mount on the left breaks as the like meteor follows up the chromatic orb. You like hear this terrible shriek as it like collapses, throwing the rider to the ground in front of it. He like tumbles away. The mount like burns, scorched, and broken, breaks. On the other side, this mount only takes 2 points of damage. Both riders, however, take 5. They're still like barreling ahead forward, torched and scorched, but pressing on. That's your action. That's your bonus action. You have movement, Professor.
I will retroactively move forward because that is what I needed to do to be within range of the chromatic orb. And I think he's just like slowly walking forward while gesturing very like Doctor Strange-esque as the decoder wheel is like manipulating. And then once he does that, I think the creature like tumbles forward and he kind of pauses and looks back. Whew. And that's it.
With that, the rider on the back of this mount over here, like kind of like almost stands up, leaning, extending a hand over the shoulder of the one that appears to like be in the front, and pointing out towards you, Professor, as you come like striding forward, casting this fire all over the place. It is going to oh, that's actually very interesting.
Love it when the DM
yeah.
says that.
In a good
Yeah.
way.
Great.
Oh boy, I gotta do it. It's too easy. Yeah, you proceed to see this roiling cloud of like gas just like surges out from his hand. He is casting a spell.
So I should have left the wind wall up.
Potentially.
Oh no!
Interesting.
Good to
Very
know.
interesting. Lessons learned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lessons
Well,
learned.
we'll see if it's learned. That remains to be
Indeed,
seen.
huh?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we're gonna put that there, and then I'm just gonna do one of these, right, and then I'm just gonna actually double it though, so
Oh.
it's like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, look at that. It's almost like perfect.
So perfect. Wow.
Well, what are you guys doing over there?
Do
Actually,
not
it's
stay in
even
the
a
circle.
little, it's even a little
That
bit
circle.
bigger. It's even a little bit bigger as he proceeds to cast stinking cloud on all of you. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Except
Yeah,
Bummer.
that's a preview of things to come.
Ooh,
Now, I just want to confirm: is this map roughly equivalent to distances? Like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. It is beyond my ability to counterspell. Constitution saving throw. Constitution.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
okay, that is a fail for Lux. Reya, the difficulty is only going to be 13. So everybody except Lux, you guys make it. Lux, unfortunately, you are sickened as you begin vomiting. You have to spend your action the next turn retching and reeling.
Love it.
Yep. You're not immune to poison, are you?
Don't think so.
Okay. Yep. So you're going to lose basically your turn next round, like puking and sickness. That is him. He can't actually move anywhere. The mount goes, it's dashing. It's at this point. Let me see where I can get. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Right where it wants to be.
Fast.
The mount like leaps. You watch it lose sight. You like lose sight of it as it gets in close, and suddenly like these like talons like dig up into the edge of the turtle shell as this heaving monstrosity, like a dragon without wings, much smaller, the size of a horse, comes like pulling itself over the edge, darting right up to the edge of the gas. That's its turn. This one, however, is dead, but this guy goes, he leaps off the back of the mount, immune to poison, as it were. Oops, come here, you. Yeah, these guys are up a little further. This guy just comes like jumping off the front of the mount, leaps out in front of you, Reggie, and will attack. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I got no roll 20 functioning. He is going to pull out this short blade and just swing for you twice, Reginald.
Do it.
I got 14 and 19.
14 misses. 19. Half a second. I think instinctively Reginald will cast shield. Yes.
Okay, got it. You watch as like he's standing amidst the gas. You see now this like twisted, like yellow glimmer from his eyes. It is clear he stands like a dragonborn, but he has these wings extending off his back. There's almost like a copper hue underneath the green scales, clutching this like short sword in one hand, a small shield in the other, hunched forward, furious. Reya, you are.
You're muted, Grace.
Oh, yep. This time you are muted.
I'm muted. I would like to bless.
Goes in time.
Yes. Let me just check here. 3 creatures. Can I add an additional creature? I'm gonna cast it. No. I'll just cast it normally, and I would like to bless my 2 friends near me. I don't think I can reach Jake, so I'll also do it on our. Did our friend roll a saving throw? Our little dragony friend. So I'd like to bless him as well. That's what I'll do, and then
Sweet.
and then I would like to cast spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Nice. Chompers back in action.
Attack the one that attacked Reggie.
Woo.
21 hits.
For 7 force damage.
Okay. Chompers appears, the spectral turtle next to you. Turtles everywhere, Professor.
Turtles
as
all the
it
way
lunges like down over your shoulder into the face of this creature in front of you, chomping as he is wont to do, and finishing the job as he often does. And it is at this point that you watch as like this creature in front of you, its body starts like writhing and twisting after the spectral turtle like chomps into it. And as it like at its last second, it lunges for you with the sword, and you watch as like the blade slows to a halt, and like its whole body transforms into stone as it stands like a statue in front of you, rigid, frozen, immobile, transformed in its death throes. Yep.
What?
The statue of this dragon man standing in front of you. Reya, that was your action. That was your bonus action. You have movement.
Did I accidentally cast melt into stone? And then Reya will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's it.
Okay, as Reya comes like charging out of the gas, at this point we see the big guy, his mount having dropped underneath him as the magics of the professor hammered it, and I think that the camera like drops over the ass end of the turtle to like where this guy is as the turtle's like lumbering away, and he crouches to the ground. He pulls like this vicious serrated sword off his back, and then he lunges into the air as the wings like unfurl, and he comes like flying into sight over the back of all of the turtle.
So you don't need a mount at all. You can fly.
No. Yeah.
So that was
Totally.
Lazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like trying to consider, as the guy with the ballista fucked him up pretty good too, who he's more concerned with. You didn't actually hit him, Professor. You watch as this heaving dragonborn comes like sailing over the back of the turtle. His talon feet crash into the side of your precious ship.
No!
Metal rending, the guardrail breaking as he like knees through it onto Jake at the ballista and swings madly with his heaving serrated sword. He gets to make a ton of attacks here.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
No!
great. Jake. Oh, that's a critical one. That's a miss.
2.
18,
Jeez.
Jake.
What was it?
18?
I believe I am AC 19. I am 19.
I think you are. You watch as like he goes to heave with the first sword stroke and kind of like trips on the guardrail, which is the point that he just like kicks it, shattering it, stepping up onto like the nose of the ship. And then he like grabs the ballista and like swings over it. And Jake, you just like rotate, catching the sword with your shell as it like just deflects off the back of your shell, at which point he like, and you see this tail, mostly unseen up until now, come arcing over his shoulder, punching down at you. Oh God. That's actually a 20. That works. Okay. 1d8 plus 4. Are you a large or smaller creature? You are. Make a strength saving throw.
Seems like a personal question.
I know. Strength saving throw, Jake.
17.
Okay, 17. You are not knocked prone, but you do take 7 points of piercing damage as like this pointy tail comes like hammering into you, like dragging across your exposed neck. That's his turn. Jake, you are up.
So I am in melee with him.
Yep.
I will. I'm going to. Jake has Jake has the sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Jake is going to take the sword, and he is going to attack the.
Hey, go for it. Go for it.
Can you pop a picture of what this guy looks like up close? Do you have a?
Yeah, I can actually.
This is the only time, Rich, you'll have ever heard me ask, "Hey, can you pop up a window?"
It's actually pretty true.
I want to see what Jake is facing here.
Hold on 1 second here. I'm doing a couple of things. Okay, here we go. It's happening.
You'll love to see it.
Nope, that didn't work.
No. Like Amazing. Watching the behind the scenes view in the stream and our actual Roll20 view.
Yeah, it's very compelling, isn't it? Oh no, did I just kill the whole sheet? I think I did. I have too many pop-outs. I can't do it, Kurt. He's a big, like, heaving black scaled. Oh no, wait, I could do this. This works. 1 second. I'm gonna just.
You're gonna get some pop-outs.
I think if his window disappeared, that means I defeated him in battle.
I know, right? Yes. That should work that way.
It's the equivalent of knocking over the mini.
How about that?
Ooh. Oh.
Whoa.
He is a giant, heaving, armored looking, like kind of draconian figure.
Well, if I'd have seen the wings, I might have gone for him.
And wings.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
Draconian.
I did say they all had wings.
You did. This is what I get. Reginald doesn't pay attention.
No, that's fine.
Jake is going to attack two-handed with this new longsword.
Okay.
13. Let me remove the archery fights out.
God, a 13 is unfortunately a miss. He brings like one of the blades down, knocking yours away. You got a second attack.
Yes, I do. Do I have advantage?
Do you have advantage? It would be so great if you did.
I don't have advantage.
I don't think you do. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
2 consecutive misses. This is why he's an archer.
Yep. It happens. I think like clang, clang. We watch as like this like massive hulking warrior deflects both attacks. Jake, that was your action. You got a bonus action.
I do. Jake is going to as a bonus action, he's going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Does that work? Can you do that? Why can't you do that? Sure you can. So you're set up for next round. Could you just click it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
So Jake does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
No, it doesn't.
Jake can... Oh, why didn't I cast it first? I could have granted myself advantage on that one weapon attack roll.
That's brutal. Oh, that's so brutal, dude. Oh.
No.
It's okay. The drama, Kurt.
Oh.
I think it's this thing, right, of like the thought comes a little too slowly, right?
Well,
I mean, it's the
that's
nature of D&D right
appropriate.
there, you know. The
And
thought
my walking
after the
speed
round.
increases by 30 feet until the end of my turn. So, Jake has not moved yet. Jake has a walking speed of 65 feet and does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Amazing.
Does this thing look like it would easily fit down the hatch of the ship?
No, I mean he could, but it would you know, he's got to like wedge himself down in there.
Yeah, Jake is going to skedaddle, and let's just like, I think so. What he's like, yeah, oh yeah. Jake is going to like make his way toward the exit of the ship, going through as many narrow passageways as possible.
Okay, you got it. So Jake like runs back and drops down into the hatch, in other words, right?
Oh, that pisses me off so much.
It's a shame. It's a shame. I think with 10 feet down, are you trying to get out the back? Are you saying you put yourself where you want, Kurt, but that's like your distance back. That's Jake's turn.
Yes.
Lux, you're
That's
up on
like he was doing a
21.
Lost rewatch podcast. Jake goes
He
down the
went
hatch.
right down the hatch. He sure
Nope.
did.
No, Kurt.
Lux, it is your turn. You're vomiting and retching.
Yeah, is that my action? Like, and I don't like have my bonus action or my action.
It's
like,
your whole
movement.
turn. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
it's my
double
whole
check,
turn.
but I think you
I
actually
think
get
it-
like nothing.
I believe when you lose your action, you do
That
lose
you
your
also
bonus
lose.
action. I don't know about movement though, but Rich, you could.
Yeah, I know that. Like,
Yeah, be a Crawford ruling on this one, huh?
You can have your movement. Yeah, you can run out of the stuff. Yeah, I'll let you keep you moving.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Lux is definitely. Yep. No, it's gonna run out this way, and I think she's kind of like looking at like like coughing, but like looks up and is like, "Get off of my ship!" But they had the big thing.
Got it. As you're like wiping your face, that brings us to the professor. Technically, all these saving throws happened on your turn, but you made your saving throw. Professor, you're up.
Yeah, I think the professor, like hearing a coughing Lux running past him and seeing this kind of like cloud of stinking mass around him, I think this will not do. I think he like reaches up and just starts to like grab the stink out of the air and attempts to basically use his arcane ability to congeal it down into a small compact ball in his hand, casting Dispel Magic.
I love it. Go for it.
Is this a spell that is level 3 or higher?
It is, in fact, a 3rd level spell.
So it is. If it is 3rd level or lower, the spell ends, and it basically condenses down into a small ball that he compresses the arcane energy and then eats it, gaining an additional power surge.
Hungry Giff-Q. It just happened.
Hungry Giff-Q.
Just need a
Amazing. Didn't do that
stinking
before?
cloud. Oh my goodness.
He
Have
did
we seen him do that before? Have we seen that?
Not exactly that way. And then
Let's just eat magic.
He ate magic, specifically a stinking cloud. He ate.
I think
I would like to not
literally
live with
like
friends.
he'll do that and then like a little
That's the inspiration. I gotta dude. Not only did you eat on stream, yeah, that was really.
Oh my god.
and then I think seeing this, like, now that the stinking cloud is gone and his vision is returned, he's seeing this like mounted creature and everything, and he is not about it. So he will bonus action Misty Step across the lake over by Ian.
Oh, okay, you got it. You Misty Step over to Ian, who's just like, that was really gross, man. Thank you for cleaning that up.
Well, it takes a village.
Which brings us to 19. We see this figure leap off the back of its mount, hitting the ground as its head like snaps over to you, Lux. Its stinking cloud having been completely neutralized. It points towards you, firing. Is this what I want to do? No. Yeah, we'll do this first, actually. Screw it. It's going to like point up towards you, and you see this like black energy coalesce in its hand as it fires. Like these two bursts come sailing towards you. Gosh, no dice. What's your AC, Lux?
I
got a 17 and a 7.
17 hits is my armor class.
17 hits Lux. This black beam comes screaming across towards you. Oh my god. That is 6 points of necrotic damage.
Great.
Which was incredibly pathetic as it comes charging forward, getting right up into your face here. That's its turn. On 15, this thing goes lunging over next to you. I think it's going to get here, like wheeling around. It tries to take a bite out of your back here, Lux, with advantage. That totally hits. That's a 19. Gosh, this is so weird. I'm rolling weird dice for 7 points of piercing damage. Oh, as a second attack, it lashes its tail at you, Reya, from behind it for 16.
That just hits.
Okay, nice. For 7 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail like cracks into you from the side. Reya, that is its turn. The foot soldier is a statue. Ian is just like he's like puking and coughing and feeling all kinds of sick, and then I think he like wheels like over looking at you, Professor, and is just like are you all right? Right. Yeah. All right, I'll be right here if you need me. And he vanishes. Just completely like disappearing from your sight. Reya, you're up on 10.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, let's attack this thing with the trident. I'm gonna wheel around it so that I'm flanking, and attack it with my trident. 23
hits.
That's one-handed, so 6 piercing damage.
Got it.
And then let's see here. Can't move towards him, so let's come this way and attack with chompers.
You like drive the trident into the back of this thing. It like kind of roars and screams, blood trailing down its back as chompers like drops in from the sky, biting into its side. That hits.
27 for 9 force damage.
Oh, it looks badly hurt, but it is still standing, Reya.
That is my turn.
Okay, which brings... Yes, sir.
I only get the added 30 feet of movement to the end of the turn that I've taken the advantage attack on. So so really the only benefit I have from Zephyr Strike right now is that I don't provoke attacks of opportunity. So I had a movement of 35 feet, which should have gotten me just into the hatch.
Yep, got it. True story. Okay, which will now bring us to the Dreadnought. I think that you just hear this voice in Draconic. Anybody who can speak it would understand as like, "That's right, run." And then I think it looks down at the ballista, which is loaded. And it turns, like looking over at the rest of you guys. Shit.
Shit. The dungeon master takes it and he gave it away.
I was not going to reload the ballista because I was going to attack with my bow the next round to get 2 shots off.
Okay.
So it is not loaded.
Very fair. I think it still will lift a ballista bolt up off the deck, like ka-chunk. We just lost our wizard for a moment, but you watch as he like drops the ballista bolt in, like wheeling it down towards you, like, see how you like this, archer. And he's going to fire it at poor sweet Lux.
No, not my beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a 16 plus other dice that hits you, Lux, right?
Yeah, my goodness.
3d10 plus his dex. What did I say I got here? Oh, yeah, no dex modifier, so you're in pretty good shape. Lux, oh my god, I want to so badly show you this camera. Lux, you take 3 points of damage. I rolled 3 on a 3d10. Because he like calls you out, you like wheel as the ballista bolt comes, and I think like one of the like fins like clips you in the face, you know. You like get like a little bit of like a bump and like a scrape, but the bolt like missing pretty solidly as it plunges into the ground. That was him loading this thing for his bonus action, firing it. Then he will move. He jumps off the ship, flying away. You guys are far. Professor, you being closer, he like splashes down into the water next to you.
Okay.
Section, and then he's going to try to hit you with his tail.
Oh, wow.
17 plus things. That's going to hit you. Can I have a strength saving throw?
Yeah. Yes.
You take 5 points of damage. These dice have completely abandoned me because I've had them like locked up for the last couple of years and don't use them anymore. And they're just like, oh yeah, dude, you need help? I got nothing for you, Philly. Yep. 5 points of damage, and you are knocked prone as the tail crashes into you, knocking you to the ground. That's the Dreadnought's turn. Jake, you are standing underneath the hatch, peering through one of like the portholes on the side of the ship. You could see the like draconian through the like window. What would you like to do?
Jake's going to climb back to the top of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Jake is going to put 1 foot onto the edge of the deck, a la Captain Morgan.
Yes.
He's going to take out his bow, line it up. Now, do I have to say ahead of time if I'm doing advantage on the roll, or is it after I see what the roll is?
You would have to say it ahead of time, but oh wow, it's just a weapon attack roll. It's not even a melee attack. Impressive.
Then what the heck? Like, he's going to engage the advantage on this first attack roll just to ensure that he hits.
Got it. Go for it with advantage.
Increase the likelihood of him hitting. Nothing is certain in this.
Nothing is certain. I just rolled 3 1s on 3d10. Yeah, nothing is certain. 24 hits. That certainly hits as you like 1 foot on the rail, fire down into this guy's back.
So the longbow does 10 piercing, and then the bees that were buzzing along it do 5 additional piercing there. So 15 piercing total from the first arrow.
The arrow hammers right into the back of this thing's neck, and I think tears out the other side into the pond. Water like spraying like a rooster tail as the arrow like stabs down into it. And with that, the form of this thing, I think he's like glaring down at you on the ground, Professor, like, and like fire starts gouting out of the holes on the side of his throat where the arrow tore through. And suddenly you see like fire in the back of his eyes and like smoke rolling out of his mouth. And he erupts into a conflagration of flames that leap out from him in every direction. You're prone. I need a dexterity saving throw, Professor.
Probably a disadvantage
I
because I'm
think
prone.
so. I was about to
Yeah.
look it up. Yep.
No, I'll take it. It makes sense.
Okay.
I'm
I
also
was about
large.
to make a little clue. I was like, "Oh, flames on the side of his face." Oh, well, he blows up.
Flames on the side of his face. Yeah.
Is the
Don't
professor
forget you're blessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I am blessed.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Blessed.
Everyone's doing nice little friendly
Oh,
concentration checks. I
yes,
was like, I'm not
sure.
concentrating anything. I definitely. Let's just see. Okay, still.
Okay.
Okay, let me do the D4 on this first.
Yeah,
So that's a 17 to save. And let me do the D4 on my concentration check from before. So that would have gotten me to 10. So I still have 2 minute meteors swirling my large prone body.
Oh, yeah.
Ian badly failed
Thanks,
his
Ray.
dexterity saving throw, and so
no,
you
Ian.
guys take 7 points of fire damage as I think you just hear like like Ian reappears from invisibility next to you. I tried to leave. You know, like he does not like this, but that's 7 points of fire damage for both you guys.
Love it.
Jake wonders which arrow he accidentally fired to cause that to happen.
Wait, is he the guy is still so he just emits flames when you attack him?
He exploded. He died and
He's dead.
exploded in an eruption.
Right. I saw this on the board. I was like, is he gonna do that every time we attack?
That would suck, right? Yep.
Jake has a second attack.
He sure does.
Jake is. Does he have a click with the wings of the firefly? Does he have clear line of sight into the leaping creature over here?
Yes, the wings are in the recessed position, right? They're down, so I think you do have a line of sight. You could shoot like under or over, probably. Yeah.
Jake will and will fire a second arrow at the mount. What was the other mount, basically?
Got it.
27. Does 7 points of piercing from the longbow, but he cannot engage his bees again because that's just once per turn.
Zephyr Strike is now down. You put the arrow clean into this thing's chest from the side. A clean shot, a clean kill. It like just crashes kind of down into the earth with no dramatic eruption of any kind. The mount is dead. Jake, that's your turn. You have a little bit more movement.
Yeah, Jake has I'm gonna say like if it took 10 feet of movement to get to the top of the ladder, he now also has an additional 30 feet because he engaged Zephyr Strike, so he probably has 55 feet of movement left. Can he get off the ship with 55 feet?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, the ship, like from this height, it is like a bit of a jump down. You could jump into the pond and like not take any damage.
Actually,
oh yeah,
Jake is going to jump into the pond, but right before he lands, he engages Whirling Swarm as a bonus action, and he kind of like surfs on the bees.
Yeah, you got it.
So cool.
You can move as needed, Jake, to position yourself.
Jake is flying on top of a cloud of bees right about here.
God, and then Lux, you are up as you like turn to see Jake like hovering above the surface of the water. The bees like buzzing under his feet. The mount like drops next to you, crashing into the shell, kicking up like dirt off the back of Korochin's back. You're up.
Yeah, Lux is going to kind of see this creature in front of her holding her bow and arrow. And she's going to like give it a little wave and fade into etherealness as she moves away from it.
Like, no.
Is it speaking common?
No, it's speaking draconic.
Which Lux does understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she like, gives a little bit of a wave and then steps away, reappearing and firing her longbow twice at this thing.
15.
Blessed.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
Cast shield. You want to use your bless?
It's already added into the +5. That's why it's +5.
So that missed. Second attack.
Yep.
So it didn't shield.
No, it did shield. Yeah.
On a 15, just
There
to
you go.
cover. Yeah.
How about a 32?
Definitely higher than +5. It casts super shield.
Max damage.
Up past shield.
Who's max damage?
Really, 13 points of damage with the max damage. Yeah, he like staggers back as this one like rips through his arcane barrier. Yep, that's your turn, Lux. Is that action, bonus action, movement?
Yep.
Okay, Professor, you're up on 20.
I think Reginald will like turn and look at Ian and just like, are you okay?
I don't know if I'm okay, but I am alive. This is a serious problem. These creatures, the hatchings, all of it.
I think he will like roll his head over and look at this creature that like the remnants of the creature that explode. He will stand up using half of his movement and look at the only thing remaining is the spellcasting creature. Is that correct?
Yeah, appears like it. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. I shall. I shall release as a bonus action my remaining meteors first and foremost, so as to only do damage to him. So I need some dexterity saving throws.
That is going to be an 18 and a 14.
An 18 succeeds, so he takes 5 damage from that, and a 14 fails, so he takes 7 damage from that. Total of 12 fire damage as my bonus action.
Got it. He's still up. He's like weaving and spinning. The meteors like smashing down into the shell of Kuroch and kicking up dirt and plants. Verticals.
Well then. I think he will, like, Reginald will shout out from across the lake. Who are you? And why are you here? And I'll use my action to attempt to communicate.
Right, and I guess it like snaps its face back to you, Reginald, now like looking around, seeing that its allies, its mounts, its companions are all defeated. And I think in Draconic, do you speak Draconic, Reginald?
This is what's great. I do.
Something he knew the whole time.
Yeah, he
did.
I forget why, but it is on my character sheet.
And I think it just like growls back at you like, I serve the Green Scourge. Your council's plans are shattered. You have lost already. You may free this one, but we are going to win. And yeah, that's what it like growls back at you as it then uses its turn to fire 2 beams of necrotic energy at you, Professor.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
No, it starts to, and he just like waves it away with a counter spell.
Okay. Interestingly, the magic that it's using, unlike anything you've ever seen before, but you burn off a counter spell, and these like the black energy is like coalescing in its hand, and you're just like, and like almost like we see this ball of like black light like ripped from its hand, like kicked down into the dirt. And I think he looks at like his empty talons, like, This sphere is trapped. None of you will leave, and we will see your council destroyed. And then it looks up to the sky above you. And I think there's a moment where like all of your gazes like turn up towards the sky. You see a wyvern high in the air, 100, 200 feet up above you, clearly with the rider on its back, black, like it's absorbing the sunlight around it. Its head peers down over the back of the wyvern. You see clear silhouette of these like horns rolling down off of its head, the jutting elbows of wings, another draconic like humanoid riding the back of the wyvern, peering down at you. And I think the spellcaster like, our lieutenant wakes. And from the sky, a 240-foot diameter orb of darkness blots out the sun, right? So it's not like the world has gone completely black, but from like a couple 100 feet in the air, this thing has just like created this like orb of darkness centered around it that is literally blocking the sunlight out like a giant umbrella over you. Like everything around you kind of like shrouds into darkness and shadows, like nighttime. Like you're not in magical darkness, right? But like the sunlight is being blocked as you're standing in the darkness here. That's the caster's turn. This thing is dead. Ian at the end of the turn looks at you, Professor, and is like, yeah, this is pretty effing bad, man. And top of the round, Reya, what would you like to do?
To that.
This day started so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn invisible.
Okay. Reya vanishes. Yeah.
This is just to get advantage on this trident attack that I'm gonna inflict wounds on it.
Sick. As you come like racing forward, right? We just see like the invisible footsteps of the Firbolg on the earth, the thin layer of soil over Korochin's shell. Go for it. Make an attack.
I think inflict wounds. We haven't. I think inflict wounds is the reaching of the hand, but the hand sort of becomes a turtle. Right?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes. 26 totally hits.
17 necrotic damage.
17 points of necrotic damage. Your turtle hand like connects with the scales of this creature as like the invisibility washes off of you and you reappear. And I think you watch as like the life like draining from its body. It like spits out like the scourge is unstoppable.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know.
Boom! And he explodes like a detonation. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Reya.
Of course. 8.
8 is a total failure. Oh my God, Dice. I'm so sorry. You take 3 points of force damage.
Way!
As flesh and bone like smash into you from like the mass of this thing's body as it erupts in like a detonating explosion, right? With that,
bless drops.
Oh.
You didn't bless yourself?
I didn't bless Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Who just turned invisible as well. Kind of relatable.
You can't blame him, can you? I think you hear the voice of the turtle, Korochan. This is very alarming. My captors have kept watch, it seems. And a lot of y'all have a moment as we're out of initiative. There's this darkness over you that you realize as Korochin is moving, it appears to be moving with you, over you, blotting out the sun. Your heart's pounding, the moment's ticking on. What do you guys want to do?
Lux saw the thing in the sky. Like how far away did it seem?
About 200 feet.
Should we get in the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Pursue,
All right.
pursue them?
Okay.
Are we alive? Are we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Does anybody look specifically hurt? I would cast Cure Wounds on anybody who looks
Specifically hurt.
specifically hurt.
A little bit, but I'm okay.
Okay, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Lux as we're heading to the...
Okay, so as Lux and Ray are like running towards Jake on the side of the ship, you're like kind of like hovering there on the bees, Jake. Lux, you got 11 hit points back. I think
Amazing.
that
In
you
a bonus action, I was also touch my my turtle symbol to regain a spell slot. So.
Okay.
Nice.
So the lot of you are all gonna like race up onto the ship.
Yeah.
Jake will fly to the top deck.
Got it. Jake flying up onto the top deck with the bees. Next to you, I think Ian looks at you, Professor, and he's like, I'm gonna stay with the big guy. I know how to find you. I promise. I'll be back soon. This is bad. As like you're gonna race up onto the ship, Professor?
He looks at Ian and says, "It's been better. Good day." He races up onto the ship.
Hey! I
Ah!
think you stop at like the bottom of the ramp. Look, you could call me Zeus. I feel bad about the whole name thing. It's just, but you almost get killed with the guy in the trenches. I've seen war. I've seen a lot of things, but this feels worse.
But you look like an Ian. And he turns.
Actually, I
and
kind of
heads up
like
the
that.
ship.
It may stay with me as you make your way on. Like Lux and Reya, the pair of you, like kind of like you're able to kind of race up underneath. Where I think that the secondary hatch with like the ladder that drops out of the bottom is open, and you see Doc like, I just was about to roll initiative. As a lot of you like, come up racing up the ladder. Naya calling from the cockpit like, how did I get turned into the pilot? As like the wings of the dragonfly start to flutter, it rises off the back of the heaving shell of the titanic turtle Korochin as he lumbers across the countryside of Lund, darkness blotting out the sun from above. This, I think, is where we will leave our adventurers tonight.
Yay!
Wow.
Rich, this is exactly my type of. This is good. I like this.
This feels good, right?
This is good.
This is good stuff. You're killing it.
Rich, there's so much lore happening here. I'm freaking out about.
There is a lot of lore.
A lot of lore.
Somebody's bad at that. It's just for you, Taylor. We needed a lore episode. That was really fun, you guys. Shorter episode tonight as we're a little bit walking wounded under the weather, banged up, but this was delightful. Feels good to get the gang back together. Turtles and dragons and initiative on my.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my
Cool.
gosh.
Yeah, we did it. We did it, Dragonfly. Yep.
We did it.
We dragon flew.
We did.
We did. You dragon flew. You dragon fought, even. How about that?
Wow.
Cool. I hope that was fun, you guys. This was a very fun session. We're slowly like getting into some deep, fun, exciting stuff. Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You gonna make it, Taylor?
I'm
The wide eyes.
scouring our other Roll20.
The wide eyes.
Most importantly, we added a permitted term to the DM Philly Twitch chat. Just skank is now a permitted term.
Yeah, good.
Was asked if I wanted to disallow it on the basis of misogyny, and I said, I'll allow it.
Let's let it. Let's allow it.
Yeah. Let it happen.
Right.
Thank you for that. That's the good fortune of streaming with the team of your moderators.
I won't let that one go.
It's very good stuff. Guys, this was super fun. We will not be here next week, notably. Friends coming into town. I'm going to be traveling. We're going to be running around, so we're dark a week on Dragonfly. We'll be back at the end of the month, the 31st to be exact. We shall return.
Rich,
We'll see.
it's a Canadian long weekend. It's a May 2-4 next, so that's why you got to take it off, right? It's the May 2-4 long weekend. You know?
Yeah, May 2-4 long
I'm
weekend.
sorry,
of
what?
course.
It's the May 2-4 long weekend. Yeah.
May 2-4.
And also
Victoria Day. It's Queen Victoria's birthday, I think was May 24th. And a 2-4 is a case of 24 beer. So everybody has May 2-4. It's the May 2-4 weekend.
Wild. I love that you call a case of 24 beers a 2-4. That's
I think there might also be a liquor size bottle that would be 24 something, which might also be a 2-4. But yeah, a case of 24 beer. You can get a 2-4, yeah.
Great.
And you drink in honor of the dearly departed Queen Victoria.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just called May 2-4. I don't know. That's what it's called. It's not even on May 2. The holiday is the 23rd, so I don't know.
Queen
It
is
just
dead,
it's just
long live the
around
Queen.
the 24th of May. It's May 2-4.
We have Memorial Day here, so you know.
A week after, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, that's a good reason.
I
Cool.
only
I'm
say
gonna-
true things, okay? Just let's
I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
How dare you?
I have a
I'm
friend
gonna-
who will often say, if I'm being honest, I say, do you lie to me a lot? Why do you have to preface it now to say, if I'm being honest?
Mhm.
It
Oh,
has
when people
incepted
drop
my-
honestly in a conversation, I'm like, ooh, before
Like-
now? No?
Uh-huh.
Not so
It
much?
has incepted my lexicon because of old Ben. It's really bad, but I find
Oh
myself
my gosh.
perpetually, all the NPCs are like, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm just like, all these fucking PCs are
If I'm
honest.
being
with me.
honest.
I want-
That's my
Yeah.
ask. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and I totally like catch myself doing it all the time now. It's like the old Ben in the back of my brain, like, be honest with them, Rich, you know? Like, just be
Hilarious.
honest, you know?
Be honest.
Cool. This was super fun, you guys. We will be back in 2 weeks. We'll see who's going to be around. Maybe we get a Doc and Anaya, and we'll see how this story continues to unfold and evolve. I hope it was mostly interesting for you and for the viewers. It was awesome to see some new folks in here. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Always great to have any of Kurt's friends or friends of mine. That's delightful. Yeah, this was a great week. Very fun, you guys. Very, very fun. So this is, I guess, the end where I go around and ask you guys to plug your stuff.
You've
and what
totally
else is going
forgotten
on.
how to host the stream.
Yeah, I don't
You're
really
like,
even know
what
what I'm doing.
happens now?
I kind of just did like, well, do we have to go? No.
I know.
Taylor, what else is out there in the world that you want us to be paying attention to? Where can people find you to see what else you got going on?
Rania422 on Twitter. Other than that, I'm usually here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing. All that.
That's
good
true.
goes-
You are
good things.
usually here, but go follow Taylor on Twitter. She'll let you know when she's about to be here, and that always can be helpful. Troy, how about you? You got anything you want to like hype up or us to be paying attention to?
Always.
Mhm.
So I'm not podcasting because my show ended. There's just only so much Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway to go around. But I'm working on what might come next. So if or when that comes, I will let you know. Today was primary day, election in Kentucky. So apologies if I was slightly distracted reloading results in another window. But just a reminder that democracy is like sacred and not assured. So, do what you got to do, participate in that, support local candidates. I can tell you for sure that there are people who won today because they did the work. They put in the work talking to people in the community, and they got endorsed by people that I respect. And so that's exciting. Progress is like little increment. It moves the pace of like a really big turtle. So so that's good news. Other than that, thank you for letting me play. I'm delighted to be here. If you want to follow me, if you want me to talk about politics, you can follow me at Troy Steinmetz on Twitter or on TikTok. If you want to hear me talk about a Survivor when I finally watched last week's episode, follow me at DJ LaBelle Klein on Twitter. Yeah, I haven't watched last week's episode, so
It's a
I'm
good
a bit
one.
behind.
It's a good one.
Good one. Yeah.
Good.
Been waiting for you.
I'm glad to hear it.
Very cool stuff. Participate, pay attention. Small politics are important politics. Local elections are important elections. Kurt, how about you, my friend?
You can follow me at Kurt Clark on your major, minor, and incidental social media platforms. Going to be recording the Top Chef Houston podcast this coming weekend. And just a big thanks to Pandora, Jeffrey, and George from the Camp Nerd Fitness event I was at last week. Thank you for jumping into the chat. Appreciate you guys being here, and it was good to see you.
We really do. Thank you for stopping by. Camp Nerd Fitness looked friggin' awesome. And it really did look like a good time. I had like a blast hearing about your exploits throughout the week. So it's always good to see friends of yours stopping in here. Thank you for that. Grace, how about you?
Weekly movie coverage over on Post Show Recaps, also covering Shining Girls, covering Under the Banner of Heaven with Philly. New show just dropped. Who dis? Andrew Garfield's Mormonism. Come check it out. Over on Rob as a podcast, I covered the sports with the Ospie podcast, and whole lot more. If any of that sounds interesting, you can follow me on Twitter at @HighFromGrace. Also today, May 17th, so you might not be watching this or watching this later. It's not May 17th, but it's the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. So just many days to be against all of those things, and not just today, but today is the day which we can acknowledge it and continue to do some good work. May17th.org. If you have,
we are very against those things.
Yes, we are.
All of that noise.
It's basically oppression. So,
screw that.
It's definitely oppression. Yeah.
Screw that. No,
F that noise.
Get out of here.
Cool. Yeah. It's been very fun podcasting about Under the Banner of Heaven with you, Grace. We had a really good time. It's kind of cool show. Definitely doing a deep dive on the Church of Latter-day Saints and like an examination of the Mormon church circa like early 80s through the lens of a murder investigation. Andrew Garfield is killing it. You got Sam Worthington as bad.
Well, we don't know. We don't know who's killing it. It's a murder case.
That's true. Anybody. That's true. Yeah, I'm overstating. Andrew Garfield may or may not have killed somebody or anybody, but he's investigating a killing.
He's the murderer.
I did just finish podcasting with our dear friend Austin Smith, who was here for Humblewood last week, about Outer Range, which was a show that was streaming on Amazon Prime. It's very weird. It's very cool. I think it's pretty good. There's a lot to like take apart there. If you like shows like Dark or Leftovers or Lost, even like there's some shared DNA there. You may very well enjoy Outer Range. So you could go scope it out. You can listen to Austin and I talking about it. We're getting ready to start Star Wars coverage over at Post Show Recaps. That's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting. I did have a revelation why none of my dice work on Roll20, and it's because of the crazy Star Wars dice. Because I ran an awesome Star Wars one-shot playing the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game a couple of weeks ago with Grace and Josh Wigler, Mike Bloom, Brendan Fitzpatrick. It's here. It is on my YouTube channel. You can find the link to the aforementioned YouTube channel right here on Twitch. Just scroll down a little bit. It's right there. It's a big button. It says YouTube. Push it. I have VODs there. All the old episodes of Dragonfly Season 1, as well as all the stuff that we do here ends up there. Go give me a follow. I appreciate it. That's really it. That's the end. This is the official end. Okay. It's over. Yeah. We're done now. So we'll say bye.
Bye.